There it is.
Yeah.
And hello, everybody. We just got through talking about yelling at children. You almost, for some reason, thought, it's muted, but the thing's playing. And as I hear, coming from the other side of the house, they're yelling, and I almost like, stop screaming. And I was thinking, you can't do that live, though. Like, that's how they get you. That's how the government
canceled.
So what's happening, gentlemen?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot? Fantastic. Like.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. So,
what are we doing today?
Well, we're finishing off our procrastination. So we're reviewing off episodes 4 through 9 of Visions and giving our general ranking of our what we thought of it.
Why not?
As brief as we can be.
Absolutely. All right.
We've got to give our thoughts on the show, right?
For sure.
Yeah. And I will say that I actually enjoyed the last, was it 5 or whatever, very much. I was told at the very last second that we decided we were going to make a ranking. Not going to mention names, not doing that. But the very last second, we're doing rankings. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. No big deal. I could throw a ranking together. And I had a hard time with the rankings.
It's pretty tough.
It's pretty funny because, you got, me and Katrina different, somewhat similar, but different, very different in ways. So, yeah, Mr. G over here is trying to figure out how to balance.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, you could rank it. You could rank it on the artistic elements, the cinematography. Yeah, how close is it really to canon Star Wars themes? Or
I think we know which episode he put the lowest if it was based on canon, really.
Or just as we've done is what's our personal ranking of these 9 pretty short episodes? Like, what was it, about 12 minutes?
The longest and 12 minutes the shortest. Yeah.
12 to 20 minutes.
Which is pretty nice because it's good for replayability. You can put it back on after. You don't have to I had to sit through the whole season if you want to watch the show or
So essentially, if you had to set aside time, it's about the length of a movie to watch all 9.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'd say, but probably would even feel not as long just because you are getting a completely different thing and complete. I think if you were to watch a full 2-hour movie, you would notice you're watching a 2-hour movie. And with the way this is, I don't think it's as noticeable just because of.
Yeah, it goes by really quick. But
one thing I did notice, I think in almost all of them, someone had to have a sidekick robot. Is that just a Star Wars thing, or is it this Visions?
That is definitely a Star Wars thing.
Everyone has a sidekick robot.
I mean,
a lot.
It is also Japanese art, so
they're like their little robots.
Yeah, they like their little. What in the world?
But so does Star Wars. It seems like everyone has a pet robot that does stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
Pet robot. First of all, you mean a droid. Let's not get anybody triggered or anything.
Oh, proper pronouns for them, please.
Yes. And they're not pets, they're partners or helpers of some kind. All right, so let's go number 9. And then if it's a new one, we will definitely review that one. But
okay, so
we're going to do it that way, or you just want to review the 5 first and then put them in the order?
I think we should just give our quick thoughts on actually, you know what?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's give our quick thoughts on, because that's what we said we were going to do today. So 4 through 9.
So episode 4 is the
They do, David. It's called A Wife, and you can tell your wife I said that.
Number 4,
Village Bride. Village Bride. So yeah, I think that was it was pretty much I felt boring. It could have been interesting. But overall I found it lackluster.
It had a decent fight scene. I mean, I guess all of them have pretty decent fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, it had its it had its moments. I like the fact they were showing that she was kind of on the run. It left me questions, and it did show stuff like well, here, I'll just play the clip real quick. Disney, this all belongs to you. This in no way belongs to me whatsoever.
I must be cautious wherever I go.
The Empire's eyes won't reach you here.
It doesn't suit you, that mask.
I'd rather walk, but it's not too bad.
We can't have a bride with dirty feet. Where we're going is far too sacred for that.
I wish my parents could be here to see this.
I have no doubt they'll both be watching. They're one with the planet now.
Yes. Magina, may you rise!
Okay, well,
End it there.
I'm going to end it there because apparently I was supposed to edit that part out and it didn't get edited. But basically, there's a group of, you can see the art style. At least that's kind of what I want to get through is the art style. There's a group of baddies who take over some robots that were unused from the war. Some Roger Rogers.
Some Roger Rogers.
Oh, I thought we were doing robots now. Are we going back to proper pronouns?
I said proper pronouns here, yeah.
Just call them Roger Rogers.
If they're Roger Rogers.
That's what my kids call them, Roger Rogers. There were some Roger Rogers, and they use it to basically terrorize the planets. And obviously, you can tell this is about Jedi. So there is a person there who's in hiding, and she's trying to decide whether she comes out of hiding and helps these people or not. There is a princess who is going to be held captive to make sure that they comply. You know, that'll basically Super Mario Brothers, but with a twist is basically what it is. Yeah, I thought it was fine. Maybe because the story had been done so much and it was a very slow pacing show.
It was very slow episode. It was very noticeable. I found
it was a little.
Did you think that guy totally reminded me of Lancelot from Monty Python? with the visor that kept falling down.
Yeah. That was the one thing that I was actually curious about. Like, I want to know what that guy's doing. Because...
Yeah, I want to know more about him. That was the funny thing. He was a more interesting character than me. Like, what was he?
The only thing I was curious about, and it's not a spoiler, because like I said, we're trying really hard not to do spoilers, but the Jedi was a girl, and apparently she has some kind of go-go gadget high heels.
Well, I assume, though, because obviously she's not... Well, it helps with the Force speed, right? So that's just...
Yeah. So, the first episode, the Sith had high heels too.
Yeah. Most of the women I've noticed in all of these have high heels. That's probably Japanese.
Speaks of Japan, right there.
I like the bit where he said something about her looking not so good with the mask on, and she just looked at him, like didn't say anything.
And it's that old thing where, like, I don't know if the mask is hiding her identity, obviously, but she also had this like tiny little scratch. It's like, you know, going to cover my scratch. All right, that brings us to episode 5.
So I would say quickly, well, the only thing of note for that episode for voice acting was her. She was voiced by Karen Fukuyama. She plays the girl in the boys.
How do you know she's a witch? I sort of.
All right, so 5, one of my favorites. What was apparently a very controversial choice, because as soon as I said it was one of my favorites, I got some eyebrows raised from the land up north. So
you say it might have been your favorite, and I was like, okay, I liked it a lot though.
Okay,
but my favorite.
Okay, well let's just play the clip, and then I'll explain why. I really can't even explain why it's my favorite. So
the Ninth Jedi.
Many generations have passed since the light of the Jedi protected the galaxy. An era of war has arisen, but Margrave Juro, ruler of the planet High Islan, has a plan. He has recently begun mining for rare kyber crystals within his territory.
Greetings, my name is Ethan. While I am without a master, I feel the Force within me. It appears that you are all masterless Jedi too.
Each of us came here in answer to the same call.
I call on the Jedi, hidden across the galaxy. There I will present you with one of the long-lost weapons of the Jedi.
All right, so there that is. 2 reasons why I like this one. Sorry to jump in there, but apparently I'm the only one that likes this well enough. Because I got like old school Saturday morning Funimation vibes, like because it looked like it wasn't like super modern with crisp thing. It had that old school like hand drawn Japanese feel. Like even they were holding that little thing up and it was spinning. So I really like that. And then the part, like I said, because we're trying not to do spoilers as much as possible. The spoiler in that one to me is a huge one. I thought it was super interesting and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
it was a great twist, I think.
Yeah.
And well, I guess can we talk about her lightsaber?
Well,
Yeah,
I think before that, I think we should talk about what they do with the lightsabers in this. That's interesting. That they had the lights, so that they're being forged, but the blade color and the length and style is dependent on the user's force attunity. So if they're more toward the dark side, they'd have a red or a purple. If they have anger, if they'd be green. If they're more force or blue.
And the length,
and then length too.
Yeah, length.
If it was like if you're a taller guy, different reach. I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
At first I got a little bit of gatekeeper on that one, a little bit of purist. I didn't like the sound of that at all. But then you find out that the girl that he's talking about, her dad is the one making the lightsabers, and he's only known for making lightsabers apparently. Like that's what he does, like an old school samurai sword maker. So apparently he's really famous, and he found the process. He kind of explains it to make this special, to not make the special kyber crystal, but turn the kyber crystals into this thing.
Yeah, which he's manipulating it. Which is
so when he said that, and the fact this is obviously not meant to be like 100% canon, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, I was fine with it, and I actually thought it was a really cool idea. Actually, I thought it was pretty cool because all the technology of the world, they can make fake kyber crystals. Although I think that's not canon anymore. I have no idea.
It is still. All the Sith ones are synthetic.
Okay.
You can
also make them bleed.
No, they
too.
were. No, they changed it. They were synthetic.
Yeah, they're not synthetic anymore. You can
they
make
them
them
bled.
Yeah.
You had to bleed a regular one.
Well, and I always thought that it came from one place, and then all of a sudden,
one main planet, and then they found a couple more.
Right.
And in this one, it's right off the bat, so it's not a spoiler. It's silly, but it was actually kind of neat how they were farming the kyber crystals. So the kyber crystals was apparently like a cloud of like asteroid around the planet, and they were setting off trebuchets and shooting them off into space and grabbing them and then fissuring them back like a fisherman catching a whale.
That's so cool.
That's
it was pretty cool.
Not far from what might actually be truth.
Yeah, that was pretty
asteroids.
Neat. So that one was. So we're gonna go for one of my favorites. Any other final notes?
One funny thing that caught me: the voice cast for that one pretty straightforward. But the guy who Lazima, who's the actual forger, is played by Sima Liu, or Shang-Chi, basically.
Okay.
So that was a funny cut back there. I didn't recognize his voice at all.
That's interesting. Okay. All right, we'll skip that because what I was going to say is an overall view, but I don't want it to.
We'll save that for the end when we go.
Give away anything. So we're going to go from.
I just realized
my favorites. Spoiler. This is my last place. Well, I'm just going to put that out there right now for later. This is my least favorite of all 9.
On the bottom half of the rank.
All right. So let's just go with this adorable one.
Professor Mitaka, did you make me bigger again? Good morning. Gotta find CO3. There you are, CO3. It's your turn for a tune-up. Then we can play Jedi afterwards.
Come along, my children. Let's get to work.
How long
are they? Good cutoff.
Santa and the
interesting thing about that cartoon was the stuff that he was drawing on the walls, where it was like he was always being told old stories of Jedis, and he was drawing on the walls. Looked like there might even been a little Grievous drawn on the wall. That's about all the positive things I have to say about that episode. I was not a fan.
Well, there was a fight, I guess like
the fight was cool. It was.
Yeah. Like it's obviously like it's meant, that one's meant specifically for kids. Same with the Tatooine Rhapsody, but I found this one was just comparatively, it was just kind of like not that great. Like
is that meant for kids? Be honest.
That one had to be meant for kids. 100%.
No way. Unless you're Japanese, hardcore Japanese kids who only watch those kind of cartoons, I don't think my kids would be looking at me like, "What in the world is this?"
Well, I'm thinking younger. I'm thinking younger than that.
Okay, all right.
Kids span through kindergarten all the way up.
All right, so Japanese kids might love that, but that was definitely not made for an American, which is fine. It means obviously Japanese studio, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Astro Boy, but isn't that not the way Astro Boy looks?
It's a mix of Astro Boy and Mega Man, I noticed.
Astro Boy had much more action. Like you could watch 10 episodes in a row and not be bored.
I also realized that was the same length as the dual episode, by the way. 14 minutes.
It was way longer. It was twice as long at least.
It felt longer. It felt like
twice as long at least. Okay, so one thing I want to say is episode 4 was the bride.
The Village Bride, and then
the Village Bride. Number 5, I saw Kachon yell it out, but I don't know if anybody heard it. It was
the Ninth Jedi was 5,
which is an amazing name for a movie or anything coming up soon. Like I love it when they do stuff like that, like the Ninth Sister and all that kind of stuff that they do in Star Wars. I like when they just make it weird, like the Eighth Jedi, because it's like 7 samurais. It's awesome. And then this one is crap on a cracker. What is it called?
T0B1. So TOB1.
T0B1.
Toby.
Did you not get it? It was
called
Toby?
him Toby.
I did. I know my brain was. So that just shows kind of uninterested in the episode.
Oh no, I got the Toby thing, and I was not impressed with the cleverness of it. All right, so you guys have anything to say about this one? Please say something positive, because I don't want to just shit on it.
I would. Yeah, I mean the action scene at the end was good. I would say that.
Yeah,
it was.
When the ship showed up, I was like, oh, something interesting's happening.
You have to understand, though, you're going to sit through mind-numbing, boring, and it might have been on purpose. It might have been a style on purpose. Like it might have been a decision to make you sit through cutesy, boring. Why am I literally asking? Why am I looking at this? To a few seconds of pretty cool action, like pretty good, pretty action.
Well, I must admit, the next one, I was bored for like 2 or 3, 4 minutes. Like the start of it was just.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
That's funny.
But I ranked it higher because it actually got good. But the start of it was boring as heck.
No way, you're crazy. To me, the next one,
blah 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 blah.
This is gonna be chapter 7. Is the most Star Wars one is. George Lucas, which is not a good thing, by the way, because if you ever watch his actual directing of Star Wars, it ain't good. George Lucas himself could have directed this one. This is the most Star Wars of all 9, I think.
This is what reminds me of what Qui-Gon Obi-Wan would be doing.
Yeah. All right, let's watch this one real quick. What's the name of this one?
The Elder.
The Elder.
You must hold the Jedi record for most planets visited. You seemed obsessed about getting back out here.
Actually, I thought it would be good for you if we visited the Outer Rim.
I was hoping for something a little more stimulating? Like maybe more action.
The seeds of misfortune, when in peaceful soil, can be easy to overlook.
Do you sense something?
I sense a disturbance in the Force. Something ancient and sinister.
Could it possibly be Sith?
It's been hundreds of years since they were destroyed. The only inhabited planet around here is Habbo, right?
Have you been there? The man. And from an unknown tribe?
Apparently he went into the mountains by himself.
Do you think this man is the same presence you felt earlier? I can head to the mountains. And Master, you watch the ship.
Did you pick the mountain because you're more likely to encounter him there?
All right.
There was a point I was like, God, finally they shut him up. The Padawan.
I will say this.
He just kept talking.
I will agree. The Padawan was annoying, but I was assuming, and it's correct, that he's annoying for a point. Like there's a reason why he's annoying, and there's a reason why he won't shut up.
But was I love that episode. I thought I personally loved the whole with the Master. As soon as I saw the look, heard the voice, I was like, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I knew you would like this one. I knew the Canadian. It just had Canadian humor,
and then with the
Canadian
fight,
everything.
With the fight later on, with the we won't spoil what goes on with the Elder character, but I love that whole part and like what happened there and in the ending. I would
say
I don't want to spoil, but basically what happens with the Padawan, I was surprised it happened. Like I thought,
I was too actually. And I will say this on that one. The fight scene on this one, to me, just the
animation.
Oh no, why didn't this save?
That redeemed the whole episode for me.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see more of that. I would like that's the other one. I would like to see more of that studio do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like little like Republic Tales, like I would like to see them do a Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Republic like adventures. I would love to see them do that.
Yeah.
But
pre episode 1.
Yeah, pre episode 1, like when he first gets Obi-Wan.
There was a point I thought it was going Robot Chicken, but it didn't.
Jesus.
Tuned in.
Yeah, so the actual art, the actual look of the final fight scene, clearly we're not giving away too much to tell you there's going to be a fight scene, or it wouldn't be
most of these have a fight scene at the
Yeah. I thought that was the best of them. Now we're going to have an issue here because apparently I'm not sure if this is actually number 8 or number 9, because I think I might have accidentally saved over one
number
of them.
7.
That was number 7. I'm talking about the next one I'm about to show.
Oh, okay. But before I mention anything, the whole episode I was trying to figure out who the voice actor for the Master was, because I'm like, that voice is like really good.
Yeah,
it sticks in my brain. Did you realize who it was?
No, I didn't.
It's David Harbour.
Who's that?
Oh, serious?
Stranger Things, the sheriff. He was Red Guardian.
Oh, wow! Really? Wow!
I know. Well, once I saw his name and listened to the voice again, I'm like, oh, it's him. It's just him doing a very subdued.
Yeah, he should do more voices. That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that he did a different version of his voice. Well, sometimes, especially if they're already famous, they do their voice, and I don't pick it up right away. And then when I finally do, it like takes me completely out of the cartoon because it's them. It's not them changing. Like Mark Hamill does a really good job, except for Mark Hamill's Joker is so good that all of his characters now have a little bit of Joker in it, and like
that
I start to hear it now because he's gone a little too far with the Joker now.
His Chucky's Joker.
Yeah. And so now for me, all I see is Mark Hamill going, and the camera, like when he does it when he plays Joker, and I'm like, ah. All right, this is either number 8 or number 9 because I might have saved over 9 because I don't know what happened. So let's find out.
In exchange for industrial advancement, Tau has welcomed the Galactic Empire, who in turn plan to capitalize on everything this planet has to offer.
So you're one of the Empire's laborers. You managed to escape. Where are your mother and father?
My mother and father aren't around anymore.
You can join our family. We have lots of food. You can eat as much as you want.
Leave the poor thing alone.
Oh, yeah? And here I thought that everyone likes to go on about how Box Yasaburo always does the right thing. Let's go.
That was 8.
Yeah. That was 8, yeah. So
get off.
I enjoyed it.
So when I originally looked at when they announced the show and the show, I was gonna be like, oh, this is the episode I'm not gonna like. This or the Astro Boy one. And I really did like this one. I thought it was thought it was well done.
Yeah,
I did too. I was a bit annoyed by the little girl's voice, and she was kind of bratty, but I kind of guess that's where it led for her.
Yeah.
Mind you, her voice did change when she aged up, the time jump, and it did sound better.
I will say, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff where even though you're Canadian, you're still basically like first cousin American, and you're Australian, but you've been here long enough. Americans are like we like stuff now. We don't really like slow burns, even though people claim they do. They don't. And so, in the Japanese style is a little bit different. So a lot of stuff that was annoying after it's over with, I realized it was annoying for a reason. Most of the time, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was just annoying, but a lot of them are annoying for a reason. Like the Padawan, the last one was annoying for a reason. Yeah. I think this one being cutesy and kind of annoying at the beginning was cutesy and annoying in the beginning for the reason
of the story. Yeah.
Yeah. For the story at the end, it makes it even a bigger change for her when she grows up and has to take responsibility. Mm-hmm. I also thought this one did the best job of combining pretty on the nose Japanese culture and just launching it into Star Wars world and not really trying to like
It
mix them
wasn't-
together. Like
It
it was
wasn't
like
totally separate area. Yeah.
yeah, it was like Star Wars landed in like Japan, in like a feudal Japan, and just pretended like it was normal. Like it was that.
It had a
that
lot
much.
of
Chris.
I guess sets you would probably call it in live action, but you know, like deep in the heart of a city, and then on the outskirts, and you know,
they go
Star
jumping around.
Destroyers, which was actually well animated. That was some more computer animation, I think.
Yeah, the CGI was wrong there.
I would say when we're talking about underwear chafing, I would say I like it to be crisp and sharp burn and not a slow burn. Why would you want ever be slow? You want to get that over with, not slow burning. That's weird.
I think he wants to give him the opportunity to save himself. Yeah. Otherwise, I like that one a lot. My only gripe would be in the ending fight. Obviously, the fight scene and I was kind of let down a little bit. Somewhat little bit. Like how would I explain without spoiling it? With the sister.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a bit confused as to what really happened in the end. Like,
It was.
Yes, that confused me too.
It almost didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
This is the one that I think this is going to be a repeat one. So that's a.
But I
that's a
did
problem.
really enjoy the stuff with the father, especially obviously the big moment in it when him and the adopted daughter, where the passage. I think that's probably the best part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be episode 8. Leaving. Without spoilers, this next one ranks very highly for me in the list.
I really enjoyed that one too.
And unfortunately, that one I'm not going to have a clip for because I'm pretty sure this is the same one. I'm going to look.
In exchange for industrial.
Yeah. So I'm not going to have a clip for that one. I'm not sure what happened when I saved over it. I would say 9.
Akari was the name of it.
Yes. It's about a guy who wants to go help the girl that he loves. He's a Jedi.
It's for a Jedi who was in charge with this to this basically royal family, you'd say, yeah. And I think everything went bad, and he's come back to kind of help the daughter, the princess, basically.
Yeah.
But I really liked that one. I thought the animation surprised me. I thought I might not like it, but I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That one was probably the other one that let me I liked the ending a lot. I thought that ending was fantastic, and I also kind of got me. It gripped me where I was like, I want to know what happens next. I want to see where this goes.
Yeah. What I will say though is that clearly it was a hold on, I'm just seeing if I can't get a little bit here. Maybe it won't be very long and I can go ahead and let me see if I try to export this really fast.
Yeah. But
just so we can get a look of the animation.
Yeah,
I would say it's clearly a kind of retelling of Anakin's story. Like that's a pretty
I think it was a bit of that in Luke almost too.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool because like you were saying, the animation, which I'm hoping it will download. What's time we might have to come back and watch that towards the end. Hey, little podcast, what's happening? Yeah, so that one was cool. I was actually surprised at that one, the ending, just because all of them have had
a happier ending.
Yeah, a rainbow and a
fun.
cloud go by, and sunshine and birds. And this one did not. It did not have a happy ending, which I thought was awesome.
Well, so the
are you trolling? Are you actually trying to have a conversation about Brad Pitt being a Jedi fighting against Matthew McConaughey?
So what's funny is the voice actor. The voice actors for this one the whole time. So the whole time the main Jedi, I thought it was Tom Hiddleston, especially after they taught when it was the flashback. I'm like, oh, it's him, it's Tom Hiddleston. And then the credits rolled, and I'm like, huh? and it was Henry Golding. He was another Japanese actor. He was in the Wolverine, as Chris mentioned before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the other big name was George Takei from Star Trek. He voiced the lanky.
Oh, really?
Skinny.
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what he did? I was trying to figure out where I knew that
His
from.
voice, he had that tinge in his voice.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that makes sense. All right, so that is that we'll be able to watch that in a second, maybe when we get to where we have that ranked, because it's like almost done. So let's just start off with our ranking system. If our fourth member had done his job, we would have some kind of fancy graphic coming down right now, but he didn't. So we're just gonna have to do this with notebook paper.
Talked about it enough time.
Yeah,
It was
so-
last minute.
I mean, it's like 2 weeks now. We've been giving him a heads up, but it's fine.
So, would you like to do the honors and start?
Yeah, let's see it. I think he's got like a poster board. Or
He's
something
the one. He's the one with the cue cards.
Yeah, he's the one that did. Mine's like this.
I learnt this from John and Fire Guy when they were ranking their books. Episode 2 is ranked last for me.
Tatooine Rhapsody. All right, Canadian. What do you have?
I have the TOB one or Toby episode. That's
Fantastic, and that obviously is the correct answer. The chunk is wrong because I also have that episode of the weird little robot boy, Pinocchio style. I by far it's number 15. It is not number 9. I did not like that one, only because
I don't know. I kind of gave it some credit for being very original. Like there's no Boba Fett, there's no band.
Yeah, I would say, well, I don't care about that because the originality is bad. It's just bad. It doesn't matter if it's original. Give me original crap. It's still crap. However, the fight scene, though, was the cool part, and it did have a better that part than the other one. But for me, even though you said it's for kids, like I can see me watching my kids every Saturday for like a little quick 30-second one in between commercials, which I think most of these are kind of meant for those kind of quick ones. No, you're completely wrong, Chris. And I can see.
Yes.
No,
I would say
I'm not
the
even
Boba
going to
Fett
put it on the
stuff
screen.
alone makes it higher than the rest.
If you sit there and watch it with your kids are going to enjoy the Rhapsody one more than they're going to enjoy the weird Mega Man one. They're not going to enjoy that unless you're Japanese, apparently. So that's why that is wrong. All right.
Thank you,
but
issues.
that being said, I didn't let that off the hook because I'll go first this time. My number 8 is the Rhapsody one. My number 8.
Yeah.
It didn't get off the hook.
Well,
now
Toby,
that's
there
the
you go.
funny thing.
There
Mine's
you go.
not the
Yes.
Rhapsody. That's the
Yes.
difference. Mine
Yes,
is
Chris. Now put the shame on your Canadian friend because he doesn't even have it as his number 8. What's your number 8?
the Village Bride.
Oh, you're so wrong on that. You're
So the
wrong.
Village, the difference for me is again the Village Bride. The ending was cool with the little bit at the end, but I thought it was a very slow and boring episode. It could have had some more interesting stuff, but because it was just so slow, it felt much longer than it was. And again, the Rhapsody, I know it's what it is. It's for kids, but the Boba Fett stuff is already, to me, better than both of those 2 episodes. Toby.
I
And
would say
Bride.
this. I like the art obviously better, but we can all agree that thank God, because if this was made like 10 years ago, it would not have been a rock band. It would have been a rap group, and then that bitch would have been on like number 50. Because it would have been, it would have been too. They would have made that a rapper. All right, so I guess
did you not see the Imperial droid nestled in the forest?
Yeah, I did, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this gonna be?" And then nothing.
Nothing came of it. Well,
yeah, it was just there. He was just there growing some flowers.
Bamboo torture. That's
Um,
so. Now the third lowest for you.
obviously, I think we know what your number 7 is, or there's going to be a riot on our hands. What is your number 7?
It
We'll
was
go.
the Duel. No, it's the Tatooine Rhapsody is number 7.
Okay, very good.
So,
Okay.
and you guys already summed up the points.
The Village Bride.
Village Bride.
And that's also correct. You're almost always correct, Kachung, but always a little bit off. Village Bride is the number 7 one on there.
Yep.
I like how I'm like, you guys are completely wrong, but my very next one is the one you're talking about. It's not like I'm at like number 2 with
You
that
were
one. It's
close,
just
but no.
No.
That's funny.
I mean, we kind of talked about it. The Village Bride was a little bit slow, a little bit weak. Even the fight scene was probably the weakest. The coolest thing about, to me, the most interesting part of the fight scene didn't even involve the Jedi. So Mine was.
Well, her shoes were more interesting than the
Shoes
fight.
were more interesting. All right, so we'll do with Kachung now. What is your number 6?
You guys are gonna be so mad.
Oh, if it's the
Oh,
elder,
we got
I'll actually
controversy?
throw my chair.
Controversy.
Oh!
The Elder. Are you crazy? Boo
Yeah.
him off this show immediately.
No, I
Boo
was
this
bored.
man.
First half, I was bored, but then it really redeemed itself. Like that fight scene was amazing. The character was really interesting.
The character and the fight scene alone should have propelled it way higher than number 6. I don't care what the first part was.
No, I like the rabbit one more than that one. So
That's
Craziness. All right, what's your number 6?
The twins. Again, as I would say for the twins, I like the animation when it was animated. When it was stills, it was and the voice acting for at least the English, I just couldn't get behind.
Yes. And again, you guys, there's always one of you wrong, one of you right. And in this case, the Canadian's right, because number 6 is in fact the twins. That is the number 6 one. The twins, for a lot of reasons. I thought the story itself was interesting. The animation would go from that's pretty cool to that's crap, like in a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And then some of the ending parts were so out there that it actually annoyed me at times.
Oh, them being in space.
Yes, and then using a ship to boost your power was a little bit ridiculous. So
it just drew me back. Like, you're gonna be mad at me for it where that one is on my list, but it just took me back to Battle of the Planets Day.
Your list now.
Well, I mean, if there's some nostalgia factor, then
Yeah.
you can't beat nostalgia.
Undeniably, it is a really cool concept, and the animation when it was good in it, it was very good.
I really loved how he had R2 and she had C3PO.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Here's what I would say. Now, from the top 5, mine are
These are-
interchangeable, and I think depending on what day I was watching these, they might have actually changed. And I think the Canadian would back me up on this. However, the Kachung is completely wrong. Like, he's not even. I don't know if we should reveal the rest of his because he's so far off in the left field.
I think for me, my top 5 are very steadfast. I may change the top 2. I may be able to switch.
Oh, it's not. Once it's on paper, that's like you set that in stone. There's no changing it now. It's there.
No, I'm saying like depending on the day,
depending on the
those
day it is.
2 could be switched. But
right.
3, 4, and 5 I think are dead set for me. Dead set places. Now I'm confusing you.
No, I'm confusing myself actually.
Really? I mean, I really only have one out of place so far, according to you guys.
That's
yeah, but the one you have out of place is so out of place. I can't even look at you. Like I'm like moving my gaze away. All right. So what do you have at number 5 Canadian?
La Pinocho.
What is that one?
The bunny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had that one number 5. I thought it was good. I liked it. There were some points to the episode where it was like specifically the end fight. There was some points I was like, eh. But overall, I did like the animation quality and the voice acting, and then the part with the father adopted was the best part to me. So
Yeah, overall, it was just a full story,
Mhm.
self-contained.
Yeah. And I would say if I'm going next, that's exactly correct again. That is what I have down here. I didn't know. I couldn't remember the name, so it just says Rabbit Girl on here. That was my
Rabbit
not
Girl.
because it's bad. I actually liked the episode. I just didn't like it as much as the other ones. So.
And didn't he call it a creature to begin with, and then
this beast,
and then took kindly to it?
All right. So what do you have?
There we go.
Oh,
whoa!
Right in the middle.
Correct. Nice.
So it's good.
The middle of the 9.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at number 4, what do you have, Kachung, at number 4?
I have the last one.
Okay.
Akikiri.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Like the that fight at the end with the sister-in-law or whatever. It's kind of bizarre, but the animation all through it kind of was like a journey through the whole episode.
It kind of reminded me of the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, where it's him on a path going
right
from A to point B.
All right. And I would say for me, This one, the next one, complete interchangeable. I just picked one because
I know what your answer is. Already.
Going live. You probably don't, because I agree. It is number 9.
What?
It's
episode 9. I was like, we're going back on the list.
No, it's actually episode 9. But this
9.
one, the next one, are completely interchangeable. Like for me, it could have.
Well, did we all get that one the same as well?
No.
Oh, no, because he likes it a lot. I knew he did. By the way he was talking about it in the thing.
I put the 9th Jedi as number 4.
You son of a bitch.
So the reason why I put that there, opposed to the Akari, I would say I really like the intro, going on with the explanation and then the foraging, and then everyone meeting up and grouping, and the kind of the mystery there. I did feel it was kind of. There's a point where the daughter is going from A to B, and I just didn't really have any interest in that point. It was more like everything else in the episode.
They didn't forget about the dad.
That's me nitpicking. I thought the episode was great overall, though.
Didn't they just forget the dad, right?
Sorry?
Didn't they just forget about the dad?
No, the ending, they're going to go save him, I'll say.
Yeah, the one of them really leans over to her and tell her that they took her far away and they'll never find him again. So there is the opportunity to find him. Here's where I say you're completely wrong. And here's why. Because you're forgetting the number 9's transition from whenever they find him in the cave, or he wakes up in the cave, all the way till he finally gets to his thing, was almost as boring as it gets. There was a lot of chit chat and talking going on. The comedy relief was kind of funny, but not really. That's equally as boring as her flying across in a scooter. That's
fair. I could give you that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so the next one,
though, these two, that and the other one are interchangeable for me. Like I said,
we're at what number are we on now?
3, top 3. From the top 3 here.
What? Okay, I'm on right now. Hello.
Now, if I had to, before we say, if we had to guess each other's top 3, because, so for Kachun, you still have the twins left. You didn't mention that one yet.
I haven't.
So,
you know what? I kind of want to end it right now because the fact that you have not mentioned the twins and we're on number 3.
So I'm going to assume horrible. I'm going to assume all of you, the duel is number 1. I'm going to take a guess and say the twins is number 2 for you, Kachun, and the 9 Jedi is 3. And then for you, Craig, I'm going to say the 9th Jedi is number 2 and 3 is Elder. That's my guesses.
The Elder.
Yeah.
The boring chit chat one.
Yeah. So number 3, I'll go first because you just said it. I said, yeah, so might as well. Number 3 is the Elder. And I put it number 3 because it did take a while to get to the money shot. Yeah. There was a lot of massaging before we got the happy ending. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of Chris is here, so I figure I'll make him smile. Let him chew on that bone for a second. Yeah, that's why though. I mean, but once that character's the old man they call him old man. We're not spoiling anything. Once he's there and he's there, he steals the show, and it's awesome from that point forward. But it did take you a while to get there. Like it was a like I think that if that was a real movie, you probably would have saw him at the beginning in some like dark behind a tree killing somebody, and you already got that first glimpse of him and see how cool he looks and how weird he is. Then it would have made that lead up a little bit better. I approve of your metaphor. There you go. All right, so what's your number 3? Canadian?
My number 3 is Akari, I'd say. You already have all my thoughts on it, I'd say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was actually surprised. I thought that'd be number 2. That was gonna be my guess. That was your number 2.
Yeah. I'm throwing you off.
All right, and Kachung?
I'm happy to say the Canadian is wrong.
Whoa!
There it is.
I'm happy to say you're wrong. I'm happy that I'm wrong.
Lower than you thought I'd put it.
Your nostalgia better be so strong. You have to like go like this to get through it to make that your number 3. My friend.
I do. I really enjoyed that one. I did.
Wow, that's
we had everyone. Yeah,
I feel like if we were like famous and we were on like a podcast right now, that'd be your way to get clicks. Is that you did that on purpose to piss the world off? Like I figure somebody would be calling you off that. That's not real. He just trying to piss people off. That's how controversial to me. the selection of the twins is.
And you would highlight that in your
Oh, that'd be the thumbnail.
in your thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Or it'd just be like
Thumbnail.
you'll never know what number 3 is. Like you'll never guess something like that. You'll that's what I would have done. Absolutely.
It'd be blurred out and like
that does reveal the top,
which is fine.
Yeah.
So I was surprised you put the twins at 3. But,
yeah. So my number 2 obviously is The Ninth Jedi.
Okay.
That is my number 2. And it should be number 2 in everybody's category, or it could be number 1 depending on what art style you like best. But I have a feeling the Canadians just going to blow this one to pieces because
I put it number 4, which is so fun.
Yeah, I know. So what wrong decision did you put at number 2?
The Elder. I really liked the Master and the interaction.
But hold on, I don't want to interrupt you. But say the reason why you like it, because it's going to be the reason why nobody else is going to like this show. Why do you like it so much? What's the other part you like?
Of The Elder?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's the ending, the fight with the.
But you don't mind and like the back and forth of that annoying ass conversation between the Master and his
Well,
Padawan.
obviously the Padawan hasn't he's basically geared up to go and do stuff. After that moment that happens in the episode, basically humbled his ass down. So kind of gave him like I don't think at that point he had not experienced the galaxy proper until that moment, until he got his ass.
I mean, he might as well have been complaining about sand.
I feel the disturbance in the. What are you doing? Like, why would you blind yourself? Why would you give yourself like an eye patch? Like, I'm fighting like this. Why? Like our man Qui-Gon did. You just pull that back, baby, and then you got both eyes. It's crazy. That's
the trick. Once he pulls the hair back, it's over. You're done.
Oh yeah. It's like you ever seen that Sylvester Stallone movie? What's the over the top? Sylvester Stallone is like when I put the hat back with like a switch. That's what it is, right?
Exactly
so you're like this when you're cruising. When it's time to fight, you're like, now that's when it's about to go down. Right here, I'm putting it behind the ear.
Put Chris's his
highlight.
I love that part. Like he splits that thing in two. Love it.
You like the fact that he hangs on the bottom and engages the hyperdrive, and with a touch of like doom, he's like, "And here's the power to Rukin," and like, oh my god, I can't even.
Slices it down the middle. Ripped it in half.
You don't deserve to be a fan of this fandom, my friend, with that nonsense.
But it's pretty telling, at least, that all of our number one's the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, first episode too of the whole thing.
It's kind of like how I feel about Iron Man as far as the MCU. That blew my mind when it first came out, and I still think it's one of my favorite. It just Forlom coming through with his Gatling gun just did it, and that was just at the start.
It was perfect though. Like I think Star Wars or Disney, I guess, would agree. I think that's why they put it number one, because it grabs your attention. When I was at a Discord, and when I put that clip, because I literally recorded the fight, I watched it, and then when the first 10 seconds over with, I literally rewound it, and then maybe I shouldn't say this out loud. Somehow, by every legal means possible, I put the first 6 seconds on the Discord, and everybody's, oh, I want to watch that now. I don't know if there was another necessarily one that the first 6 seconds
that you wanted to immediately show and
that much. You know what I mean? But other ones had great moments, but I don't know about the first 6 seconds. That being said, I did watch a few reviews, and we're one of the only ones that said that's number one. That's usually like their number 2 or number 3.
Really?
Yeah,
and
it's a mixture
so far gone in a way that it's so unique. It's from the film grain filter to the very Japanese Ronin. But
some people like the Elder, obviously. Some people like the Ninth Jedi, and if and so they just like that more. It's always a mix though. Like it's always in the top 3.
Well, as you look at us, like as an example, if you were to remove the top one, we were all pretty different for the top, like the 2 through 3. So no, 2 through 4, 2 through 4, we were very different.
2 of us were pretty right, and 1 of us was completely wrong. And there's no reason to point fingers. There's no reason to show who it was. But
we had number 5 the same.
We did.
Yeah, number 5 was the same. Actually, was that the only one the same other than number 1? for all three of us.
Yeah, still those
Yeah,
two.
1
It
and
was.
5, I think. Because it was always one of us that were wrong. One of you guys were always
And
wrong.
I agree with that, which is probably why they put it number 1 to get everyone's attention first, because it was what is de facto. I would say de facto the best one.
And were our bottom 3 the same but in different order?
Yeah, the bottom 3 are all the same, but all a different order.
Yeah, they were.
And then yeah, that's pretty
you
funny.
obviously blew it like fucking overtime.
My 3
blew it
and
with
6,
number
I
3.
guess, were
Yeah, that's just
not fan
completely
favorite.
ridiculous. You might want to rewatch those episodes again. Maybe you weren't paying attention. You watched them while you're up in a tree or something. I don't know what happened there, but you might need to rewatch those ones. I would say this, like, if we're just gonna talk about it really quick, there were some that I thought was a complete episode from beginning to end that might have done a little bit better job being a complete episode than number 1. But what number 1 did right, art style to me was amazing. The story was amazing. The uniqueness was even amazing, even though it was just basically like the Seven Samurais, Magnificent Eight, or whatever you want to say. Clearly, that's kind of what that was going for. But to me, it also made me like, I know how the other ones ended, kind of, sort of, maybe not exactly, but I know exactly how that one ended.
Most of them ended in a bookend situation.
And that one
only
really
2
makes me want to know more questions. And when I showed that one to my son, the ending, he immediately said, well, why is he doing that? Wait, I'm confused. Is he a Sith? Is he not? Like, why is he doing that? And that's exactly the question. So that's why that one to me did great, because it got your attention, and then it really wanted you to know what the hell's going on with that. To the point now, it ain't the end of the world, but if they never ever address that or even kind of hint back to it again, it's a little bit annoying, because I really want to know why that is. And then the overarching thing I would also say about all of these episodes is that for some reason, I don't know if Disney, I kind of think they had to have, but Disney, for some reason, Sith is really in all of these, like heavily in them, like more so than almost any other Disney product.
They did focus a lot, which is probably because they haven't really used them much.
Yeah, other than the Rabbit Girl one, they didn't really mention them because that was just overall.
Yeah, that was just Empire. That was just straight Empire.
But most of them were either a little bit Sith or a lot of Sith. And so I wonder, when all of them, like 8 or 7 studios, all put that much Sith into your thing, was that just happens to be a Japanese style where you want a bad guy? Or was it something that Disney said to them?
6 of the 9 episodes were Sith related.
Yeah.
The only ones that weren't were Tatooine Rhapsody, The Village Bride, and La Pinocho. Those are the only ones that weren't.
Yeah, and I think so. That makes me wonder: did Disney say, "Hey, throw a little bit of that in there"? Because I mean, you could have made anybody the bad guy, right? Like you could have made Well, okay, I guess he didn't agree with my statement. I mean, you have like one of the most iconic things in the world. I would say the Stormtrooper is more iconic and even more Japanese than just a Sith. You know what I mean? And the fact they used them that heavily kind of makes me wonder if it wasn't a direction that was asked.
It also was a probable thing of like, how else would you get the cool samurai fights?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's something that could just been, because obviously you need that. And but there were times when they both were Sith. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting.
But
Dark Side is where the money is at, unless it's Kenobi. Other than Kenobi, only Dark Side. They got everything cooler. But that's like that in everything. I remember when I was a kid, G.I. Joe, all the cool characters and all the cool vehicles were the bad guys, never the guys. It's like that in every line, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe that is going to be the review and the rankings. And then after this, it is now time for comic books and such and news. Do you have any news or anything?
There is one poster. Basically, I'll just say they released a poster. Well, you can put the news thing, or you.
Is it in the thing?
It's in the thing. Yep.
Is it in his slideshow, or is it?
No, it's not in the slideshow, I believe.
Man, he just really doesn't get it done, does he? He's just.
It might be.
And they do have cookies. I have seen that before, and we have cookies.
Let me just briefly double check because my memory's shoddy. It's your birthday. Yeah, it's not in there. It's not in there.
All right, so he's trying to get back on. It's not in the slideshow.
Yeah. What's just saying? So basically,
I'll just show it real quick. Let me just share it.
Get it ready.
Yeah, I have it ready to go.
So yeah, they released the first official poster for the
I
book
might
of
need
Boba
this
Fett.
poster, to be honest with you.
Yeah, December 29th. That's a nice one.
I might
I'm
need that
excited.
poster.
I absolutely adored when they when he came out of the ship after he got his armor and he repainted it. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I'm excited to see what this show is going to be like. Yeah, that was the first official poster for the show.
Where is the slideshow? I don't see it.
Top left. Yeah.
All right.
Is he just having trouble getting back in?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it slow. So upcoming comics.
Here, let me just double check real quick that he's not trying to get in. Nope. Yeah, he's not even in right now. Oh, you can still see my screen. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So upcoming comics. My son laughed so hard in the episode, the first one, when he does that, then he takes a hot blaster to the face. He thought that was pretty hilarious.
So yeah, issue 3 of Ghost of Vader's Castle. The Danger on Dagobah. So
why is there a
dwarf?
swamp? Why is Swamp Monster attacking the Goblin guy? Like, that's not Star Wars.
Well, that's why you gotta put the B cover.
Look at this.
Swamp Thing is attacking Luke Skywalker.
Freaking Barbarian's gonna want this thing. First appearance.
First appearance of Man Thing and Star Wars.
Yeah, Man Thing and Star Wars thing right there. You heard it here first.
Yeah, so they just issue. Yeah, so there's the A cover, B cover, and then the 1 in 10 RI cover.
Listen, the only time I agree with just making it a pencil one is if it lends something like super, super cool. And this is probably a better look, obviously, to me, honestly.
They do it,
but I don't know if it's a ratio better.
Every single one. And it was funny because I always wondered why it's called RI. And then I realized, oh, it's retailer incentive. That's what the covers are called. But that's the only... IDW always does a black and white, which is such a strange thing.
Yeah, and then, like I said, you know you're gonna get it. But I guess I don't know why it needs to be like. We gotta talk to him about the rules about putting that movies that will not be named on the show.
So yeah, High Republic Adventures number 9 from IDW, the A cover. Again, not following the storylines for that series, but looks like a very sharp Jedi.
Now, when you have this much crap on your face and your head, does that like stop lightsabers or blaster bolts? Because if not, I would think that Mother Nature would have already got this. We don't need this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not bashing your head into another person of your species, then why do you need all that on your face? Just, just a weird observation.
Evolution going the wrong way. And then this is so funny. This is the RI version, the RI variant. They didn't do a black and white for this. They just did a variant.
Is this a Disney? We're pretending like we don't realize that the sword is okay. Never mind. It's just very Little Mermaid-esque here.
It's the kids one too. It's the kids one.
This is not acceptable. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not put him in any kind of light like that. That is not acceptable behavior, Lopez.
So there's a trade paperback release for the Smuggler's Run miniseries that they did by IDW. Han Solo has seen better days.
Yeah, he's got a little. He took a couple rounds. You know what I mean? Like he decided to take a boxing.
Botched plastic surgery.
Yeah, he took a couple rounds. Maybe he got a little too mouthy with Chewbacca, and Chewbacca just backhanded him once. See, this is acceptable because you should make fun of him as much as possible. Because the love of him is so over the top that I don't mind him being made fun of because it's just.
Well, the third member's not there to.
Look, I mean, just look at the quality here. First off, if you don't know his name, he's got it right there on his hat, and then look at the backpack. That's just his jetpack. It's just amazing. Anytime you can put red Solo cups, it's just there you go.
Now the finale, so War of the Bounty Hunters, comes out this Wednesday. So that's the fifth issue of the series, and it's ending this event.
Apparently, I did not get to my LCS fast enough to explain to them. So I guess I won't be reading these. So that's
You
fine.
can get the trades or the omnibus that'll eventually come out.
I'm not buying an omnibus. Forget all that was. All right.
But yeah, I like the cover. And then now this is where it shines. The variant covers for this last issue is very tempting.
Oh my god, this is amazing! But I love the
the lean. So I saw when I looked at it, I saw the V cover, and I was like, "That's a gorgeous Boba Fett. I'd get that." And then seeing the leaning on the carbonite, I'm like, "Oh, that's so good."
That is good.
And
wow,
then
this is really good, but like predictable. Hold on,
that's the thing. It's a standard cover. The other one's like a little more flashy.
I'll bring him in because this is his boy, so I don't want to give him the opportunity not to see his boy.
The internet crapped out.
Yeah, just went in the dark ages for a few minutes.
All right, so we were just discussing these covers. What do you think about these covers?
The finale to War of the Bounty Hunters is coming out next week, issue 5, and they have Boba Fett variants. Which honestly, I love the B cover on the left when I saw it, and then when I saw the C cover, I was like, "No, that's perfect."
That's even the A, like with Kira on there.
Is great.
It is
awesome.
But then you see these two, and you like almost forget about.
Yeah,
it's like I remember I tell the story sometimes when I sat at A&M the first time. I had never been in a room with like 200 kids my age, and I sat down pretty close up front. And a girl sat next to me, and she was one of the prettiest girls I ever saw in my life. And I was kind of like, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty." I was like a little intimidated. By the time that 300 other people sat down, if that girl who was way out of my league asked me to go to dinner, I would have told her no because of the amount of just outrageous people that came in afterwards. It put her down a notch. This reminds me of this. Like, this is a great cover, but then you get this and you get this
builds,
and then you've kind of forgot about this one.
Right. I think my favorite is the one on the left, though.
Yeah, the classic.
I think that this is how it should be, though, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy. You don't need to bring in Peach Crapola, whatever her name is, Crapola, and just have awesome covers that are completely different. And then, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you should do it. Not, this one's gray. This one's pink. This one's orange.
And then there's some more.
I even like that one.
So that one, I that was really cool. And then the one in the middle is the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary. So it's the Clone Wars, obviously.
Cool. But which ones are these? Are the ratios?
The ratios were it was the C cover. I think it was the 1 in 10. And then it must have been the 1 in 10. And then this was the 1 in 25. The ratios are, is the best one I asked, but yeah. And then they have, now this is funny because they have on the far right a variant cover for a Valens there. I realized after they recycled it. They used the same one again. It was actually already done.
I'm actually more interested if that was an actual toy than the comic book, to be honest with you. But
they've used.
Tell me this isn't asking.
You'll see next week.
Go to a Comic-Con and just put something right here. Like that's asking.
Well, that's why I was like, that's a cool because that's a perfect remark.
Oh yeah, you could definitely just put something right here.
Did you see the mistake they made for the 1 in 10 on Star Wars Adventures? The black
with the penis lightsaber, or the or the which?
Oh, hold on, let's go back and look.
Oh, it being the RI.
The 1 in 10. No, it's like that, but it's from last week.
Oh,
it came out this week. We showed it last week.
Was it the Mace Windu one?
They're supposed to be connecting covers, but they did the same cover on each one.
Yeah, so I realized that when looking up something for a different character. Yeah, they did that, which is the strangest thing.
Oops.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys.
I think it was number 9 and number 10.
Yeah, that's what it was. Number 9 and 10. And they did it reverse. They did stupid.
That's awesome.
All right. Talking of robot chicken.
And then you have more comics. There's a mini series they have called Trial of Shadows. Again, not much known. The A cover on the left.
Is she from some kind of reptilian world or something. She's got a weird face.
I like the C cover though, the one on the right.
It's like
Very
Blade
light.
Runner of High Republic.
What I would like to ask though is why does he have the face of a 20-year-old, but he's got the gray hair of a 60-year-old? That's a little interesting.
Looking at the thing, I thought it was a completely different gender from the middle one to the right one and the left one. They look like different people.
I mean, yeah, but I could see once you have them all together like that, yeah, you can see they're the same dude.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm curious is this: you talking about this person, and this person, or the dude?
Okay, the dude. Because in the far right one, their head's completely different, the structure.
Well, you got way too deep into that, sir. Like,
that one's more like this. That one's more straight up, and their one's more like flat.
So which one's the ratio?
The far right, sadly.
Okay.
Chris is calling this for Liefeld right here. He's calling this a Liefeld special.
No feet, right? Which it was.
Boring conversation anyway. There you go. Nice. Appreciate that.
And that's that's everything for this next week. Pretty packed. I'm excited for the finale of War of the Bounty Hunters. We'll definitely have to once both of you guys finish reading the series or start and finish reading the series.
I'm halfway.
We'll talk about it.
Covering the title is I know that you're
it's
OCD
a weird
masters. I know that really triggers you, but they do that a lot. I'm not a big fan of it either, but I know that you probably were super triggered by that, them blocking the title.
It's weird when they do it because sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. If it's a consistent, like it's okay, but like the A covers will jump between, and it's like, okay, come on.
Well, right.
I have not read the Bush one yet, and I'm looking forward to that.
I have that behind me in the other room, but I have not read it yet either. That's
and
the
I will
only
say this as we finish up.
Bush.
I'm kind of proud of us because we have this planned out. We actually planned it out for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, we did. We have next week's character planned out for sure, and then we have a list of some potential ideas because it helps make things easier in life. We're not having a last minute come up with
I know you can't tell by the high quality and professional organization and presentation we do here, but sometimes we're not knowing who we are doing until about 12 hours before we go live. So
we'll do the show Thursday. We won't talk the day after. We'll talk Saturday. Hey,
after that.
Who are we doing? We'll ignore our own messages, and then Monday we'll be like, hey, should we do this character? Yes, and then. It's go time.
And then we talk for a while, and then about Wednesday we go Thursday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon we go silent again.
Radio
don't speak to each other again. And then Thursday morning we'll send each other a couple memes, maybe, and a couple funny things. And then next thing you see is Kachun going, am I going to get an invite or what? What's going on here?
Our fourth member on the bottom page yet. He's not used to our professional.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing about Chris, right?
Our method.
I got issues, we'll call it. Pretends like he's chaotic and he's all over the place and he's wild and he's a wild and crazy guy. He does not like that we are not organized and we don't give him information ahead of time because he is actually a planner and an organizer, even though you would think he's not. And it drives him nuts that we don't do stuff.
But yeah, obviously we'll take suggestions. We have a list of things, some very small characters and bigger characters. But
and I do want to shout out Chris Lopez because that is very helpful and that is awesome. And because you're helping us has actually helped us because I think we've gotten a little bit more. We really got to figure out what we're doing earlier because we got to give issues a chance to do those slides instead of giving him the night before.
And for him, for his helpful work, there's a character we have in the potential list that is specifically for him. He's requested.
Yep, it's on.
But all right, so we'll catch you guys next time. If you do have any requests, you can let us know. If you really want to see it, we can always throw it in there. But until then, we'll catch you guys next time.
Cheers.
See you.
Thanks.